Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about how to build a successful minimalist wardrobe. I myself have had a minimalist wardrobe for over 5 years and an extreme minimalist wardrobe for at least the last 2 years, depending of course on how you define it. So today I want to share my tips and tricks and my advice when it comes to starting a minimalist wardrobe and maintaining a minimalist wardrobe. One of the most important things, and I want to say that first here, is I think it is super helpful if you have a reason, if you have a goal, and if you have something that makes you want to have a minimalist wardrobe. I think the easiest would be moving abroad or something like that, so you just have a limited space to pack all of your clothes in. But I think there are so many other reasons that work as well. For me personally, for example, it is that I think it's so much easier getting dressed in the morning if I just have a limited amount of choices that I can make when dressing myself. I also love that laundry can never be overwhelming because there's just not the amount of clothes that could be dirty and need to be washed. I also really love the simplicity and that they actually do not take up that much space. So I love that I have so much more space for other things. I have so much more money for other things because my wardrobe just does not take up that much space in my budget, in my apartment, in my mind. But I do have to say that I love fashion. I love feeling comfortable and beautiful in my clothes. So it's definitely not that it's just a necessity getting dressed in the morning that I have to do, but I actually do enjoy it. But your reasons can be very different. They can be from like creating a personal uniform to have more decisions in the day to focus on other things, to just finding your style maybe. Wanting to try out Project 333, which is a capsule wardrobe that consists of 33 pieces for 3 months and then you change according to the seasons. There are so many reasons you could want to have a minimalist wardrobe, but I think having a reason will be very helpful because it actually, you can remind yourself that that is the goal, that you do not want to add new clothes, that you do not want to get more and more, but that you want to declutter and focus more on a few good pieces that serve you well in your wardrobe. So having a minimalist wardrobe, if we look at it from a very practical viewpoint, is just decluttering if you have too much and not buying anything new. It's that easy. But of course, I know usually it's not that easy. It's not just that easy to declutter and then still have everything you need. It's not that easy to not shop for new things if you get new ideas about yourself, if you need new clothes because the old ones break, if you really want to have something new. So of course, I want to break it down a bit more to really help you, because if it was that easy, if it was just decluttering and not starting to buy new things again, then I guess more of us would have a minimalist wardrobe, or at least all of us that want to have one. So my first tip is really powerful, I think, and it can be applied to shopping for new clothes and to decluttering your clothes that you already have. So it is focus on what you actually need and want. When we talk about decluttering, that means for me that you do not focus on the things you want to get rid of, that you do not focus on the things that you think, oh, I need to keep that because otherwise I do not have enough clothes or anything like that. By that, I just really mean go to your wardrobe, pick out your favorite pieces. And the things that you don't remember, the things that are not your favorite, just leave them aside for now. We will start with your favorite pieces, the ones that you want to wear every single day, the ones that you always go get as soon as they are dry again after washing, and the ones that come to your mind immediately when you think about your wardrobe. These pieces should be the pieces that you have in your wardrobe, should be the pieces that make it into your minimalist wardrobe, and actually not really anything else. Of course, I get it. This is different if you have a working wardrobe or if you need different kinds of clothes for different areas of your life. So if you need other clothes for your hobbies, for your job, for your free time, then of course maybe you have to keep clothes that you don't actually love that much. But we will for now stick to the things that you like or where you have a lot of choice, because that's also the area I think where you would accumulate more, thinking that your wardrobe would get better and better by putting more clothes in there. When we talk about shopping, I think this really applies in a sense that you don't just go out and see what's there. Don't just go out and see each thing that would be cute that you could add because you don't have it already. I think you should really focus on the things that you need, the things that you miss from your wardrobe. That works really well by having a list and writing down each and every piece that you want to add to your wardrobe because you feel like it's missing. And it also works by just thinking about what you actually need in number. Like, how many pieces of clothes do you actually need? How many outfits? And by that, you can stop yourself from shopping more and more and more because you already know, like, I already have the amount of pieces I need. So therefore, if I want to add something new, then maybe I should declutter something that is not as perfect or not in the state and color and whatever that I want it to be for my ideal wardrobe. So I think it is very helpful if you go shopping to not just think like, oh, I do not have a jumper in that color, maybe I should add it. I do not have a skirt in that cut, maybe I should add it. But really start with the things that you do wear and do need and that are missing from your wardrobe. When I go shopping, like, I don't really go shopping anymore, but when I attempt to buy new clothes, I focus on the things that I have been missing in my wardrobe for several weeks or months. I do not add new things to my wardrobe, but exchange them for things that I already had but are not as good as I want them to be. And I do strongly focus on the colors that I have in my wardrobe, the cuts that I know work for me, and just the specific items I have. I, for example, do not have any skirts or dresses just because I realized I don't really like wearing them. They are not versatile enough for me. And so I just cut them completely out of my wardrobe. And now I don't even have to look for them if I'm at the store. The same goes for high heels and a lot of other things that people consider essential for a wardrobe, especially as a woman. And I've made a video especially about things that I do not own in my wardrobe that are considered normal. So if you want to watch it, I'll link it up here for you. So when you really focus on what you need and what you love instead of what there is that you could add because you don't have it already, I think it gets clearer what you actually need and what you actually want to invest money in and what you want to buy and what you want to keep if you're decluttering your wardrobe. And to really be ruthless when it comes to decluttering your wardrobe, to be very successful and move forwards in big steps to your minimalist wardrobe, I suggest the following. When decluttering, really only keep the things that you love. But don't just throw out everything else, but put it in a box. Or at least the things that you're not completely sure about. Because if you keep them in your house, not in your wardrobe, but just somewhere in storage, somewhere away from where you would get dressed every day. But if you still keep them, you have the security of a bigger wardrobe, but you can be very ruthless and declutter everything that you're not 100% sure about. That means you get the possibility to test out an extreme minimalist wardrobe or to test out how far you actually come with your favorite pieces. And by having these pieces in your house somewhere over the next few months, you can still go and grab something if you realize that you have decluttered too much, that the number of shirts you now own is not enough, that you need another pair of pants, that a piece that you thought was not important anymore actually needs to be in your wardrobe. On the other hand, of course, you can also start then buying new things if you realize that you have the things in your wardrobe, you have the things in storage, but there's nothing that would like fill the gap you have in your wardrobe. Then you can of course go and buy that piece. But I suggest to be very careful and wait with that a little bit. By being very ruthless, putting away most of the things and just keeping your favorite pieces, you get the chance to experiment. You get the chance to see how long it actually works, or maybe you also realize that you need a lot less than you thought. Because I think most of us keep several additional pieces just in fear that the day would come where we have nothing to wear because everything is dirty, or because we actually do need a white shirt that we haven't worn for 5 years, but that we believe that magically there will be a moment, it will appear out of nowhere and you need that thing. By not having it in your wardrobe but stored away somewhere, you can test that out. You can see if that's actually true. It can take away a bit of the anxiety of just decluttering everything that you believe you still need but you don't actually love having in your wardrobe. So I think this technique opens up the possibility to actually get to know yourself better and your needs when it comes to your wardrobe, to then also know how much you actually need to buy new, or how much of the decluttered things you need to take back, or how to handle your wardrobe in general. But of course, only decluttering and not buying new things will sometimes not be enough. A lot of times we actually do need other things to add to our wardrobe. Our wardrobes do not work as minimalist wardrobes because they are not versatile enough. They have missing pieces and things like that. So when it comes to like building up your minimalist wardrobe, adding new pieces, getting new things, finding new combinations and solutions for your wardrobe, the following things are what I did during the past few years and what I think will help you as well. Make sure your pieces are versatile, that you can wear them in more than just one occasion. Also, really try to find a color scheme that works for you. I have made a video where I talk about the colors I have in my wardrobe and how to figure out which colors suit you and which colors you maybe want to have in your wardrobe. I will link it up here for you to watch if you're interested. But by having a color-like scheme, it really helps shopping for new clothes. It really helps like finding new outfit combinations because more of the things go with each other because the colors do not clash. And you will feel better in your clothes because you have clothes that look good on you because you determined the color that you like on yourself. And also it makes it easier to shop because you just have a limited amount of colors you shop for. So if something has the wrong color, you won't buy it. And that's super easy, and that absolutely works for me. If there is not one of the colors that is in my wardrobe, I will absolutely not buy it because I already know it won't serve me, it won't be a good addition to my wardrobe. Another very important point, I think, is cuts, like the cuts of your garments. And in my wardrobe, this is very easy, but this is also because I have an extreme minimalist wardrobe, so I do not have the possibility to have a lot of different cuts and things. So how I handle it is that I always make sure that my shirts, t-shirts and tops and everything like that are smaller than my sweaters, because I tend to wear my sweaters on top of them, at least for like autumn, winter and spring. And so it would absolutely not make sense for me to have a t-shirt that is bigger than my sweater, because then I cannot wear the sweater on top of it, or it would be uncomfortable, look bad, or anything like that. So in order to avoid that, I make sure my cuts go together. I also make sure that I am comfortable wearing all of my pants with all of my t-shirts, with all of my sweaters. So I want to make sure that I can really combine each individual piece with every other piece in my wardrobe. Now that maybe is extreme, but that's also because I have an extreme minimalist wardrobe and want to make the most of it. Also, you might think that my outfit combinations do not look good. And I think that is just because we all have to find a style or something that works for us. So we have to think that it looks good, or it feels comfortable, or it's okay, because nobody else can like definitely say what is the best style or looks good or bad. You have to decide in the end for yourself what combinations work for you. So for cuts, I just really suggest you think about the cuts you like to wear. You think about the cuts that maybe are possible for layering, because layering I think is very powerful if you want to have less items, but then you don't have to have the sweaters you can wear in summer, the sweaters you can wear in spring and autumn, and the sweaters you can wear in winter, but you can wear the same sweaters all year round, but with different amounts of layers underneath. And so I think thinking about cuts can be very helpful when it comes to decluttering your wardrobe, moving towards a more minimalist wardrobe. Another thing that I think is very important is making sure that your clothes are durable and that they are easy to care for. Durable, of course, because they last longer, and because if you have a minimalist wardrobe, you do tend to go through clothes a lot faster just because you wear them a lot more frequently. And that also is super important, the frequent use, when it comes to easy to care for. Because if you have to bring them to a dry cleaner, if you have to do some special caring routine for your things, then maybe you're less likely to actually do that and to actually have the garment ready to be worn again. Now, I have to say this is a cashmere sweater, and I do own another woolen sweater, and I need to wash these by hand, or otherwise they will shrink in the washer, and I do want to prevent that. But it is fairly easy, like it takes me 10 minutes, and so I am willing to do that, but I think that has to be a decision for that you have to make for yourself. I, for example, do not have different colors to wash. Like I wash everything together because I do not have whites that I need to protect or something. And so I think you have to figure out something that works for you. Maybe have only 1 or 2 loads of laundry, have only things that you can wash regularly and do not have to take special care of. Or if you have the time and if you love the pieces enough, of course, do these special routines for your pieces, but keep in mind that you have to do them on a regular basis if you have a very minimalist wardrobe. And one other very important thing I want to add, you're absolutely allowed to declutter essentials. Now, I talked a bit about it before already, but all the things that you need to keep because somebody says you have to have them, for me, these would be, again, high heels and dresses and skirts and maybe a belt and just all of these different things that every woman should have in their closet or every person should have in their wardrobe. A lot of these things I do not own and I get by just fine. Like I love my wardrobe how it is and I love that I do not have to keep the things that I'm supposed to have or something because I just don't need them in my life. And I highly suggest you just really think about what you need in your life. You actually do not need to keep anything else. Now, again, I'm in a privileged position where I only have the clothes that I want to wear. I do not need anything else for work or for any other hobbies. And you might need to have certain things you don't actually like wearing because of your job or something like that. But apart from that, for the clothes you choose to wear, you are absolutely allowed to just have the things that you like wearing. You don't need to wear high heels. There are chic shoes for women that do not have heels. You do not need to have a black pair of jeans. You do not have to have a white t-shirt. There are so many things that we consider essential, but if we don't need them, I do not see a reason to have them in my wardrobe. Like everybody has to find them for themselves. I know how many people love their white t-shirts. I do not have one because I don't think a white t-shirt would look good on me. And lastly, one very important thing as well is it is a journey, I think. I've been trying to have a minimalist wardrobe for over 5 years now, and I would never say that I'm there or that that is my final wardrobe that I will keep for the rest of my life. My life changes and therefore my wardrobe changes, and that I think is absolutely normal. When I started decluttering, of course, the thing that happened is that my wardrobe got smaller and smaller and smaller. And now I'm at a point where it doesn't really get any smaller anymore. But I don't know if you know how small my wardrobe is. I'll link you the video up here as well. It just consists of like 15 to 20 pieces, I think, depending on how you count. So I found that in the climate where I live with 4 seasons, I do not really have the possibility to make my wardrobe even smaller without like sacrificing time when it comes to like washing my clothes every day or something like that. I do not want to do that. And so I am at a point where the size of my wardrobe does not really change, but the colors in my wardrobe have just recently changed. Like a year ago, I figured out that I want to change my colors majorly. And then a lot of pieces have changed in my wardrobe. And now I already know that things will change in the future as well. And I think that's totally okay. It's totally okay if you don't get to your perfect wardrobe after the first round of decluttering. It will get better over time and you will learn more and more about yourself, about your style, about what you actually need and like to wear. And so I think we do have to treat it as a journey, but it's a beautiful journey and I hope you have a lot of fun with your wardrobe as well. So please let me know if you have a minimalist wardrobe, if you want to have a minimalist wardrobe, and how you handle decluttering and shopping for new clothes and just all the different things that go into having a minimalist wardrobe. If you have any additional questions, also please leave them down below in the comments. I'll answer them or turn them into videos. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos right now, I link you a video and a playlist here to watch if you want. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!